Getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball. And what's good, everyone? Glad to have you guys on the stream, being a part here today. Happy afternoon for the final day of 2022, as we're going to go into the matchup in around 5 minutes from now. Looking like for tip-off for this one, as I'll be covering play-by-play. It is one of the greatest all-time rivalries in college basketball, as this one taking place at Rupp Arena, home of the Kentucky Wildcats, Lexington, Kentucky, for this matchup. As we got Louisville taking on Kentucky for this matchup today. And despite the records between these two teams, throw the records out the window, as we got one of the most passionate rivalries in all college sports coming up in a little bit. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, and glad to have you guys on board being a part here tonight. Falso, welcome to the stream. Yeah, it'd be a shock if Louisville comes out with a victory in this one. Both of the teams trying to bounce back. The Cards right now, 2-11, 0-3 in the ACC, yet to win a road game this season, coming off 2 straight losses. They've been better recently, though, for Louisville. They lost their last game by 12 on the road at North Carolina State, December 22nd, 76-64. Bradley, what's good, brother? Welcome back in. He's pumped up for this one, knowing how big of a game this is going down here. They've really just... It's been like a struggle this season for them. They got destroyed back in November against multiple teams: Arkansas, Texas Tech, Cincinnati, Maryland, Miami, Florida State. But based on how they've been playing better as of late, but still a lot of work left to be done. Kentucky coming off a loss themselves on the road at Missouri. Missouri looking like they're legit. Missouri put up 89 points on Wednesday night. Oscar Tshiebwe finishing with 23 points, 19 rebounds in that matchup. Kentucky coming in ranked at number 19 right now. 8-4 record overall. They are undefeated on their home floor, 7-0 this season. 26 straight home victories as well. That's tied for number 4 in the nation, behind Gonzaga, Texas Tech, Arizona, and it's tied for Auburn. Trip Poo, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much all for joining in. Going to tip off very shortly, going down here for this matchup. Louisville versus Kentucky, always like one of the biggest college basketball streams that they cover each and every year. I remember back in 2019, it was a wild game. It went into overtime, and I think we brought around like 7K viewers total on that stream. And that was like, to date, by that time back in 2019, that was actually the largest stream I ever covered to date back then. But both of these teams coming off underwhelming seasons. Louisville more so just straight up disappointing for them. Really rough start, 0-3 right now in the ACC. And it's been just a lot to be asked. Their point guard, L. Ellis, he hadn't been the lead guard before entering the season. He's been asked to basically carry the roster and just do so much. He's averaging around 17 points per game, over 4 assists per game, but he's turning over the basketball just under 5 turnovers per game this season for L. Ellis. And it's just been the roster turnover that's been like an issue, like in the offseason when new head coach Kenny Payne, that they had basically the roster littered with front court players and barely any guards. So that just hasn't been able to help out, because you need guards to get your roster right in place. And they have a ton of front court players, but they do struggle with rebounds. That's the thing. for Kentucky, where they had a couple other players in the roster where they were expected to take the leap up. They haven't really been able to take the leap up. And Brandon Huntley Hatfield, he's the number 2 scorer. He barely played much last season at Tennessee, so he's averaging around 8 points per game. Number 2 scorer in Louisville this season. It's basically been L. Ellis carrying the bunch. Kentucky, major experience in this roster, one of the most experienced teams that they've ever had at Kentucky, but this year it's been just underwhelming right now. Probably not going to be in the top 25 next week, and the defense has struggled. 3 of their 4 losses, giving up above 85 points, and coming off that loss against Missouri that they allowed Mizzou to 89 on Wednesday. Aaron, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in, man. A lot of great college basketball action going on today. We'll keep you guys posted. Scores throughout all of NCAA. I know UConn, number 2 in the nation, on the run at number 22. Xavier at the top of the hour. Also, after this one, I'll be live as well for number 4 Kansas hosting Oklahoma State. Feel free to join in for that game as well. But man, just a bunch of great games going down. At the top of the hour, Texas Tech taking on TCU. That should be a great one, as well as Big 12 play begins today as well. So a lot of stuff going on. Oh, they got Jay Wright, former Villanova coach. He's on the call for this one for CBS for this game, because I saw he made his debut a couple weeks ago when Villanova took on Oklahoma. Louisville in this game, they're going to have to score as much as possible going up against Kentucky. That's been the big struggling point for Louisville this season. They're at the very bottom of college basketball in points scored per game, averaging just over 61 points per game this season, currently ranking last in the ACC in field goal shooting percentage. And also it starts with the turnovers as well. They really struggle turning over the basketball. 12th most turnovers right now in all college hoops, so going to have to really limit those turnovers going against a strong Kentucky team that they got a really good first-year player with a motor, Cason Wallace. I remember covering the season opener against Michigan State. I believe he had 7 steals in that game for Cason Wallace, and he's having a stellar season for him. One of the key players for Kentucky, they're going to be without today in this game, C.J. Frederick. He has been listed out. I saw that he was on the injury report as of yesterday for C.J. Frederick, so they're without him. But they're going to start 2 freshmen for Kentucky with Chris Livingston and Cason Wallace. Severe Wheeler starts at the point guard position, and then Jacob Toppin and Oscar Tshiebwe. Oscar Tshiebwe right now averaging around 16 and 13 and a half, and he's coming off a monster game against Mizzou, 23 and 19. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. This one's at the home of Kentucky, Rupp Arena. Make sure to hit us up in the chat. Who do you guys got in this one? Louisville or Kentucky? One of the most passionate, all-time greatest rivalries in college basketball about to tip off in a couple moments from now. So stay tuned. Should be a good one covering this one for you guys. I was kind of shocked to see the spread margin on this game. Kentucky right now favored as a 23.5 point favorite on the line in this game. So I know looking at the records doesn't seem too favorable for Louisville in this type of matchup here, but usually rivalry games are much closer than rivalry games, and also in conference games too. In conference games, no other opponent knows you best besides the teams that you play against in the conference. And yeah, I was kind of stunned to see that the spread is that large for today. Wow, Virginia already up to 8 points. Not really known historically for their scoring for Virginia, but Virginia right out of the gate up 8-2 against Georgia Tech in the first 2 minutes. So yeah, we'll keep you guys posted. 3 great games going on at the top of the hour between UConn and Xavier, Virginia, Georgia Tech, and Texas Tech TCU, all battling out right now in their conference games. And then this one, non-conference game, is the SEC started off conference play on Wednesday night. And then ACC started off conference play earlier back in December. Aaron, welcome to the stream, man. Thanks so much for joining in. Yeah, if you guys saw the homepage of my channel, I actually made some changes as of late. So I included a new cover photo for the channel that we have. So it's been like different changes or so. I updated the scoreboard last week, added new colors to it, changed the layout a little bit. Going to tip off in just a moment. Kenny Payne in his first season as Louisville head coach. Here's the starters today. L. Ellis to start at the point guard position for Louisville. Mike James as they start in the backcourt of freshmen. Jalen Witters, Sidney Curry, and Brandon Huntley Hatfield, the forwards for Louisville. Going up against Kentucky's starters, Xavier Wheeler, Cason Wallace in the backcourt. Chris Livingston, Jacob Toppin, and Oscar Tshiebwe, the forwards for Kentucky. Coach Cal in his 14th season. Both of these teams with underwhelming seasons, looking for a big W today. Turn around their season. For Kentucky, it's basically an expected given for Kentucky, but Louisville just looking to play this one close and looking to pull off the upset. And if they do, they make my man Bradley there super happy for that. He's taking the Cards 73-64. Kentucky, home white uniforms, blue numbers, blue letters. As we're about to get tipped off, Kentucky right to left on the floor. Louisville goes in the red uniforms, white numbers, white letters for this matchup, left to right for the Cards. Kentucky going in the 1994 uniforms for today's matchup as Big Blue controls the opening tip. Kentucky with a possession first. Top of the key into the hands of Chris Livingston. 5-star freshman, 2 first-year starters on Kentucky. Alongside with Cason Wallace, bounce pass into the hands to Wallace at the left wing. 20 seconds through so far. Handoff Livingston on the outside, 10 on the shot clock. They get it over to Wheeler. Wheeler, pass off the Toppin. Toppin, draw the reach and fall. That's going to be charged to Brandon Huntley Hatfield. So tough start for Louisville. 1 personal foul already. Reaching by Brandon Huntley Hatfield. We're 26 seconds in. Kentucky will get the inbound underneath their hoop. Inbound goes over to Wheeler at the wing, dribbles up to the edge of the midcourt logo. Wheeler moves it out to his right. Livingston back outside, moves it around the perimeter into the hands of top and pass over to the wing. Touch pass, right corner, 3 in the air. That's good by Kentucky to start things off. Chris Livingston in the right corner. First possession now for Louisville. They began the season with 9 straight losses. Worst start since 1940-1941. Their first 3 games just, man, so close, no cigar. Losing their first 3 games to mid-majors by 1 point in a row. Inside the key, Huntley Hatfield puts it up and through off the turnaround as Louisville's on the board. Great execution, first possession for both of these teams. 26 straight home wins in a row. There's Kentucky again making a 3 at the wing. Cason Wallace dials one up and he drills it. So Louisville not on alert so far with their perimeter defense. They're trapped in the corner. Able to get out of it with Huntley Hatfield receiving the pass at the wing. Huntley Hatfield, he is trapped. They need to get the basketball out. Bounce pass, far side of the ball. They turn it over. In and out of the hands of Jalen Witters. On the outside, off the pass by Huntley Hatfield. Kentucky bringing the pressure defensively as Louisville just in a bad spot. Double team trapped in the corner, trapped at the wing, and just nobody able to get any separation in space on the opposite side of the floor. They were just stuck on one side. Kentucky with the ball, third possession, driving baseline. Up fake underneath, goes backdoor, scores. Jacob Toppin up and in for 2. Man, Big Blue right now on a mission. Perfect 3 for 3 from the floor so far for Kentucky. Jacob Toppin having a strong offseason for him as Coach Cal spoke really highly of him in the offseason for the former transfer from URI. Louisville down low at the right block. Jalen Witters swings it on top. Here's a 3 straight away. Missed off the mark by Michael James. Defensive rebound pulled down by Kentucky. 17:45 left to go in the first. Kentucky with it. At the baseline, they'll take the pull-up jumper to elbow. That goes through by Top, and he's got a quick 4. Wow, everything making so far from the floor by Kentucky. This is going to be tough for Louisville to match it. The Cardinals at the very bottom in college basketball, averaging just around 61 points per game. And when you go a perfect 4 for 4 from the floor, things are clicking for Big Blue right now, but Louisville in trouble early on. 17:15 left to go. Attacking downhill right to the rim. Missed the layup, no good. Jalen Withers had a chance to go down and wasn't able to finish with a layup. Here goes Kentucky right back. Wasn't able to finish off the glass. Top and put back. There he is. National Player of the Year, reigning from 2022. Oscar Tshiebwe with a rebound and the putback. Timeout taken on the floor by Louisville. Kenny Payne has to burn a quick one. 3 minutes through, as we have just over 17 minutes left to go first half, and it's already 12-2. Wow, Kentucky right now just setting the energy in their home floor. Perfect. Besides a couple missed shots, but able to get second chancers off of those shots. Yeah, just that one miss, they were able to get the second chance points. 5 for 6 from the floor by Kentucky in their first 6 possessions. First 5 possessions, knocking down all 5 shots out of 6 attempts and the second chance point. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. And it's a 9-zip run right now by Kentucky. And around the last minute 45, they can put up their points. It's just been a defense that's been a struggle this season for Kentucky. When they've lost those 4 games, the reason why is because they've allowed 80-plus points in all 4 of those losses. But right now, Louisville, the very bottom of college basketball this season is scoring. They're going to need to make some big-time shots to get back into this game. We're back into it after the quick 30-second timeouts. Cardinals with a possession. Jalen Withers moves on top over to Huntley Hatfield. They drive inside the key. Nice move right to the rim. That's L. Ellis. He's been able to get buckets this season for Louisville. Drives straight line to the hoop, scores. Kentucky with the ball. 5 for 6 from the floor so far for the Wildcats. They're going to slow it down. That's number 22, Cason Wallace. Ball poked. Kentucky gets it back, though, with Severe Wheeler. Wheeler at the wing. Moves it over cross court. 4 in a shot clock. Attacking right to the rim. Able to get past the defender. Jacob Top and a quick 6 points in this game. All right to the rim. 4 minutes through. 16 minutes left to go in the first. Cards with a possession. L. Ellis on the outside. Looking to move it around. He does into the hands of Jalen Withers. A lot of guys just standing there for Louisville at the beginning of this game right now as Ellis will take it right to the rim. He missed the layup. They're going a lot of one-on-one so far this game and missing their shots. Here's Kentucky, open 3 off the back rim, no good. Offensive rebound, pulled down by Toppino. Another chance for Kentucky. Already with 2 second chance points they got off the Tshiebwe put back before the first time out. Vegas, welcome to the stream. Hope all is going well, man. Happy New Year. Cason Wallace moves it over to Tshiebwe, top of the key, 5 in the shot clock. Tshiebwe, handoff, Livingston, free throw circle, jumper, 15-footer, skipped around the rim and out. Another offensive rebound by Tshiebwe. Tshiebwe, king of the boards, 23-19 against Mizzou on Wednesday. Wheeler slides it over to his right, attacking right to the rim. Oh, nice move, a wraparound, it's good, count it in the foul by Cason Wallace. 5-star freshman right now and making a big impact on the floor in the first 4+ minutes of action. Cason Wallace just attacking down the lane straight on Sidney Curry. Lays it up and in and draws the foul. 16-4 as we take the timeout on the court once again. Another quick timeout. This will be an immediate timeout. Jojo, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in. Man, Kentucky is making everything right now. They're just exploiting their matchups, and there's just no match for Louisville in this game. Louisville's trying to go one-on-one against Kentucky, and they're getting crushed on the glass. Kentucky's got multiple second-chance opportunities so far, 70% shooting from the floor, but it seems like they've scored in every single possession. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they've scored in every single possession so far. 0 defensive rebounds by Louisville. No turnovers by Kentucky. Four second chance points, and then they've made 7 field goals right now. This is just such a tall hole to come from behind if you're Louisville right now, because they're going to have to find scoring. And everybody's been able to, besides the playmaker. Severe Wheeler's got 2 assists. Jacob Toppin with 6. Kaysen Wallace with 5. Livingston with 3. Sheway with 2. Fahad, welcome to the stream. I like Muss from Arkansas. Yeah, I think it's going to take some time for Duke to come together this season, because that team's one of the youngest teams. I think John Shire's going to do really well, though, at Duke in his career. Quick update, other college basketball scores going on. Xavier up over UConn, 16-15. UConn at 14-0. Only 1 of 3 undefeated teams remaining, them, Purdue, and New Mexico. Virginia up over Georgia Tech, 17-12. And then TCU, Texas Tech. Texas Tech just took the lead, 15-13. So a couple great matchups going on. Feel free, join us in for Kansas against Oklahoma State later today. I'll be back live around 2 p.m. covering that matchup. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. I cover college basketball action, also NBA games here on the channel, so feel free to be a part of the community we got going on here on this channel. One shot coming up at the free throw line by Kentucky. Yeah, it's going to be Kaysen Wallace. Strong start so far today for Kaysen Wallace. He's got himself 5 points right out of the gate. We'll shoot 1 at the free throw line. And no good, missed off the front rim. Sheway puts it up, draws the foul as he got the offensive rebound. 0 defensive rebounds in the first 5 minutes for Louisville. Kentucky has been able to have every single one of their possessions not end with 0 points. So Oscar Sheway got the offensive rebound due to foul, and he'll shoot 2 here at the line. And the first one he missed. So 0 for 2 now at the free throw line for Kentucky. Second shot by Sheway. And no good, missed it. And finally a defensive rebound, the first one of the game, 5 minutes in by J.J. Traynor. Louisville with the basketball, holding Kentucky to 0 on that possession. Wasn't really a possession, though, because they had made the bucket before. 3-point shot missed at the wing, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Louisville. Happy New Year. Thanks so much, Kim, for joining in. From Kimberly and Walter. Happy New Year to you guys as well. Kentucky with a possession, 14.5 left to go, approaching the mark. Kaysen Wallace, top of the key. He's defended by Michael James. Bounce pass over to Sheway, 15 on the shot clock. Sheway moves it over to his left to top, and hand off to Wheeler. Wheeler turns the corner, moves it back out to the wing. Wallace dribbles inside the paint, bounce pass Sheway, turn around. That's too easy. 2 more on the board for Kentucky. Oscar Sheway off the turnaround hook shot. It's just they're exploiting their one-on-one matchups right now inside the paint in this game. Oscar Sheway coming off that 23.19 rebound game against Mizzou on a Wednesday where they lost by 14. Louisville with a possession at the wing. Michael James hands it off to Kamari Lands first time, or that's number 12, J.J. Traynor. Over to Kamari Lands. That's Lands now with the basketball. Lands Tough shot. Off the rim, no good. Offensive rebound. Put back chance, no good. But Roosevelt Wheeler got fouled. So Louisville will head to the free throw line coming up shooting 2 with Roosevelt Wheeler now. Vaughn, welcome in. First one missed by Louisville. Just tough that they're already down in a hole like this, and missing free throws right now not going to help out the cause. Second free throw by Wheeler, and that is good. Hey, thanks so much, JoJo. Appreciate it. Kentucky going quick pass midcourt with Severe Wheeler. As the ball gets deflected out of bounds, far side of the floor, Kentucky will keep it. Severe hands it off to Wallace. Now on the outside, it goes back to Wallace off the pass by Livingston. Over to Severe Wheeler, bounce pass, has space, inside the key, Toppin with a jumper, no good. And another Louisville foul, though. The game clock will stop with 13.5. And that was on a shot by Jacob Toppin, so this will be 2 shots coming up at the free throw line. Hey, just keep on working on it, Vaughn. You'll get better over time. Just doesn't happen overnight. The more reps you get, the better off you'll be. 2 free throws here. Jacob Toppin at the line, and that missed rim short. Yeah, Kentucky would be crushing them if they made their free throws so far, but nothing on the board when it comes to free throws made in this game for Kentucky right now. 0 for 4 to start things off. Second free throw, that is good. Finally, somebody makes a free throw. Jacob Toppin makes one. 14-point lead for Kentucky. As we have contact underneath. I think it got deflected. Or it was Livingston who picked up the blocking fall. So Chris Livingston assessed on the blocking fall. This will send 2 shots by Kamari Lance to the line. And he missed it for Louisville. It's a really choppy game to start things off. Second one's good. Hey, thanks so much for the update there, Vegas. So, wow, Xavier up in front against UConn right now. It's a really good game. A couple great games going on. Texas Tech taking on TCU currently. Toppin rises up and drills the shot right there for the mid-range. Seven minutes into the game, and the Cards right now just can't put any defensive stops together. He also cannot buy a shot. L. Ellis, only with 2 so far, passes out to the baseline, up fake, clear path, they finally dunk it. That's a 2-handed flush. Brandon Huntley Hatfield with a dunk. See if that transpires something here for Louisville. As Kentucky goes quick up the floor. It's going to be a turnover, though, charged to Severe Wheeler. Hey, thanks so much, JoJo. Appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe right now. Braden, welcome back in. JB up on a roll. Louisville trying to get back into this game right now. Kamari lands on the outside, puts it into the hands of Ellis. Ellis floats it up, it gets the roll. That's good. Seen a lot of comebacks this season, more so in the NBA than college, but down by 11 now as they've got it closer, but still not within single digits. Sheboy comes out with a steal on the key. Here goes, or went back to Louisville, pushing tempo off as Sheboy was stripped and the ball gets knocked out of bounds. Yeah, Sheboy going up for it. Great defense there by Louisville, able to come up with a steal on the pass ahead over to L. Ellis as he got stripped. Trying to take it right to the rim. Louisville gets the inbounds. Huntley Hatfield moves it out to his right, lands. Bounce pass inside. Ellis missed it off the mark. Deflected by Ellis. He gets it back 2-on-1. Ellis. Oh, nice shovel behind his back. Leads to a slam dunk. Off the steal. Brandon Huntley Hatfield dunks it again. 9-point game right now. Ellis showing great hustle in that last play as he turned it over but came back quickly with a steal. 6-zip run last minute by Louisville. 11:40 left to go in the first. Bounce pass between two defenders. Sheway picks it up. He puts it through for two. Dangerous pass, but able to make an opportunity out of it to score. Lucky possession there for Kentucky. Down at the low block. Here goes Huntley Hatfield. Backs his way on Sheway. Got it poked loose. Able to get it back. Deflected out of bounds off the pass. Far side of the floor. And it looks like it will stay Cardinals basketball. Game clock will stop as well. 11:22 left to go in the first. Right now, Ellis coming up with a big defensive play. Deflects the pass, gets it back. Nice ability right there to play make and shovels it right behind Brandon Huntley Hatfield in a 2-on-1 for the dunk as we head to timeout. All right, if you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up here, spike the like, hit the subscribe as we're currently in the timeout at the moment, 23-12. Kentucky up by 11 here. Couple of turnovers forced lately has allowed Louisville to creep into what they had for a deficit. They were able to draw a win in single digits for a brief moment at 9, but Kentucky with a Sheway bucket put it back to 11, largest lead 15 in the first half by Kentucky. Other scores throughout college basketball, currently Xavier up over UConn 29-22 with about 7 minutes remaining in the first. Virginia Tech up over Virginia leading Georgia Tech 21-15. For the Cavs. Texas Tech up over TCU 25-18 currently. And Texas Tech's right outside the top 25. TCU currently number 18 in the nation. Also, St. John's taking on Seton Hall. It's 21-13 St. John's. Make sure to vote in that poll. Who do you guys got in this one tonight? Louisville or Kentucky, as we're currently in the timeouts. Just over 11 minutes left to go before halftime. Ellis with a couple big plays on the floor. Came up with a steal. Got the assist. Jacob Toppin leading the game right now in 9 points for Kentucky. 4 for 5 shooting from the floor. Taking it right to the rim. And beating his defenders constantly on dribble drive penetration. One-on-one advantages going to Toppin. 5 defensive rebounds and 4 offensive rebounds for Kentucky here in the early going. That's been a big difference maker in the game. Rebounds 9-2 as Louisville did not have a defensive rebound until 5 minutes in the game. As we have a reach and foul picked up by Kentucky. As we get back to action, that will be picked up on the court by, I think it's on Kaysen Wallace from behind. He picked up the foul. Him and Toppin were both there. Referees clarify it's gonna be on Toppin actually. So Toppin picks up his first personal foul. Sidney Curry, the only player in the game with 2 personal fouls. He's for Louisville. Bounce pass, deflected by Kentucky. Far side of the floor, tumbling. Great defensive effort by Sheway, but couldn't track it down. It's going to stay Louisville ball. $11:07 left to go in the first. Cards yet to make a 3 so far. If they make a 3, that would be a big one to help out their cause to get them back winning this game. Inbound coming up far side of the floor with Jalen Withers. 11 on the shot clock for Louisville. Withers guarded by Toppin on the inbound. Moves over to Ellis. Ellis has it at the edge of the midcourt logo. Ellis off the pick. Bounce pass off the roll. Kick out to the corner for Louisville. Low block. They'll put up the shot. And did they get it off in time before the shot clock? No, they did not. It's going to be a shot clock violation called in the cards. That's one that you kick it out to the corner. You have a great chance to settle for a three from the corner, but Jalen Withers instead just took it inside. Didn't realize the shot clock was about to expire and turned it over. 10:45 remaining in the first. Kentucky up by 11. Wallace dribbles up to the low block. Bounce pass goes back to the perimeter into the hands of Adu Thiero. Freshman for Kentucky getting his first playing time today. Wheeler, his pass deflected, stolen away. Cards come up with a steal. 10.5 left to go before halftime. Ellis up the floor. Ellis defended at the left wing, moves it out to the right wing. Trainer takes the three. That's off the back rim too long. And a rebound controlled by Shibwe. Jay Ramirez, welcome back in. Enjoy the rest of your trip out in Puerto Rico. Happy New Year, man. Wheeler moves it over to Toppin. Toppin attacks. Bodies collide. That's going to be rolled, though. A blocking foul by Louisville. It's on Jalen Withers. So Withers looking to take the charge. The official said no, though. And Withers picks up his first personal. They're just going to roll it to a fall on the floor. So happens to not be a blocking fall. Just fall on the floor. 3 personal fouls by Kentucky, 5 by Louisville right now as we approach the 10-minute mark left to go in the first. Wheeler gets the inbound handoff to Wallace. Wallace moves it out to his left, back into his hands. Goes to Adu Thiero, working their way into out, up fake. Wallace bounce pass down low, over to the top. Thiero for the shot clock, moves it over to the wing. Wheeler takes the 3, high arcing one, no good. Battle for the rebound, offensive board picked up by Toppin, rejected at the rim. And this time it will be called a blocking foul by Jalen Withers. He picks up a quick second. Wow, that looked like a pretty clean block on initial first play. From the backside. Yeah, he did get him from the backside when you look closer there. So this will be 2 free throws to the line for Jacob Toppin. Already a great game. He's got 9 points by Toppin so far. Top scorer today. First one's good. Kentucky starting off this game, they were torching Louisville. At one point, they went on a 15-point lead. Scoring's kind of slowed down as of late with the turnovers, the fouls, and the second one's good by Toppin. 13-point lead now for Big Blue. Also in a bonus the next time around. 6 personal fouls by Louisville, 3 by Kentucky here in the first half. Toppin already with 11. Down the lane. Oh, nice move right to the hoop off the pro hop, and then Ellis able to get the layup inside the key. Ellis right now keeping his team in it. 6 points. 1 steal, 1 assist so far. Jumper, 18-footer straight away. Missed off the mark by Toppin. Defensive rebound pulled down by Huntley Hatfield. Approaching the 9-minute mark left to go before halftime. Ellis moves it out to his left. Bounce pass goes to Hatfield. Hatfield, 1-on-1, backs his way inside the paint. Hook shot, Hatfield gets the roll. Things getting interesting right now. Their number 2 option stepping up in this game as well. Brandon Huntley Hatfield, currently the top scorer for the Cards. He's got 8. Ellis with 6. Huntley Hatfield basically meeting his season average right now. 8:40 left to go before halftime. Jumper at the free throw circle. Rattles in. Kaysen Wallace for 2. Way Weary, welcome to the stream, man. 27-16 right now. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. I cover basketball action on the channel, play-by-play of college hoops and also NBA. Past the baseline, Huntley Hatfield takes the 2, missed off the rim, deflected, and an offensive rebound pulled down by Trainer. Trainer circles around, jumper, low block. J.J. Trainer hits it as he connects on that one over Toppin. 27-18, back to a 9-point game. Kentucky with the ball now, top of the free throw circle. It goes back to Casey Wallace, dribble, drive, down the lane inside. Oh, what a finish right there at the hoop by Casey Wallace. Spun it right off the rim, and it spiraled right into the net. Count it in the foul by Casey Wallace. Incredible play off the dribble drive penetration. Wow. Some great body control right there by Casey Wallace. Count it and a one. As he was able to draw the foul by Kamari Lands. He'll shoot one coming up at the free throw line after the timeout for Casey Wallace. Well, it's good. Donovan McCrabb, welcome on the stream here, man. Happy New Year out to you, bud. 30+ watching right now. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. I cover basketball action on the channel, play-by-play of both college hoops and NBA games here on the stream. Hit us up in the chat. Who you guys got in this game today? Kentucky or Louisville? Right now in the timeout, we have 7:53 remaining before halftime. Quick update, college basketball scores right now. UConn taking on Xavier. UConn, one of 3 teams still undefeated this season. They're at 14-0 for their record, but it's Xavier right now who's leading 36-32 with under 3.5 minutes left to go before half there. Virginia up over Georgia Tech 25-20. And then Texas Tech leading TCU 32-22 right now. That's interesting because TCU inside the top 25 and Texas Tech just outside the top 25. And Texas Tech trying to get back into the top 25 before they play Kansas on Tuesday, which Texas Tech has, I think it's a 27, I believe it's 27 or 29. It's one of those, it's high 20s that they have for a home winning streak. It's number 2 to Gonzaga in the nation. Ethan, welcome back in, man. Happy New Year out to you guys. Cameron on the stream taking Kentucky here. Welcome to the stream. St. John's also up over Seton Hall right now, 27-20. Big difference in this game so far, right from the get-go, has been the rebounds. Louisville did not record a single defensive rebound until 5 minutes in action. Rebound numbers right now in favor of Kentucky, 11-4. Oscar Tshiebwe single-handedly has got 3 more rebounds than Louisville as a team. Tshiebwe currently 6.7 boards. And Jacob Toppin, the top scorer, 11 points and 4 rebounds. Casey Wallace, he is a perfect 4 for 4 shooting. Just got the layup a couple minutes ago, so he'll shoot one at the free throw line coming up after timeout. But he's got 9 points for Casey Wallace. So it's been those 3 that's done damage in the game so far today. Jacob Toppin, Casey Wallace, Oscar Tshiebwe. And for Louisville, keeping them in the game at least, L. Ellis with 6 points. Had a really good steal, led to an assist, but Brandon Huntley-Hatfield, great start for him. He's got 8 points. One shot at the free throw line, back from the timeout by Casey Wallace, and he connects on it. 12-point lead, 7:50 left to go before half. Cardinals with the basketball. Hersey Miller takes it past midcourt for the transfer from Tennessee State. A lot of roster turnover in the offseason. That's led to transfers coming in. And a lot of players thought that they could take a step up that haven't really been able to take that step up that returned from the roster last season. Over to Miller. There's Michael James now who has it. Attacks the rim, no good. Gets the ball back, puts it up off the bottom right part of the glass. An offensive rebound off the glass. A third time, that's good by Sidney Curry. Up and through. So Sidney Curry was one of those players, along with J.J. Traynor, that both of those players haven't really taken a big step up that returned from last season for them. 7 minutes left to go in the first. Tshiebwe. Double teamed. Looking to get it out. He does. Moves over to Wheeler. Shovels it over to the free throw circle. Backs his way into the paint now. Turn around. Missed off the back rim by Damian Collins. Battle for the loose ball. Picked up by Traynor of Louisville. Cardinals with it. Down by 10. Looking to see if they can come back in it. And they got stripped and it's out of bounds. It will stay Cardinals basketball though. Yeah, New Mexico's looking really good right now. I think a little bit up further, probably around like 19 or 18 for them for New Mexico. They don't have like a caliber opponent rest of the schedule though, but it's going to be interesting to see when they play it like a team like San Diego State who got knocked out of the top 25 earlier. Louisville comes out with a steal, taking it right to the rim. That's good. L. Ellis keeping his team alive. He's got 8 points right now. Ellis, really good driver to get to the hoop that we've seen so far. 6 minutes left to go before halftime. Wheeler with a left hand off the glass, and it's going to be a tip-in. They're not going to count it, though, over the cylinder by Shibwe. So they will not put the 2 points on the board. They say basket violation by Oscar Shibwe. And they will go back to Louisville in an 8-point game. Yeah, basket interference there. Chris, welcome to the stream, man. Richard, welcome in. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up here, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Appreciate all for joining in. Often suing inbounds. Louisville just turned it over, so Kentucky will get the inbound back. Under 6 minutes left to go before halftime. Toppin moves it out to the corner. Livingston, open three, missed off the back rim. Battle for the rebound, and we have a rebound foul issued to Mike James of Louisville. So Kentucky in a bonus now. That's going to be number 8 picked up by the Cards, and this will send Oscar Shibwe. Looks like he's going to head to the free throw line. Maliko, welcome back in. Yeah, so if you guys are just joining us, it looked like Kentucky was going to run away with this game. They were up by 15 points in like the first 6 minutes. But now it's only an 8-point game. Shibwe will shoot 2 now at the line. Or Shibwe will shoot 1 at the line. Part of the 1-on-1 bonus, no good. Gets his own rebound back, though. Powers his way inside between 3 defenders and scores. That's the second time we've seen that today. 32-22 now off the putback by Shibwe. 18 points in the paint for both of these teams. But Kentucky, though, just able to dominate the glass. That's been the story of this game, and they come up with a steal. Numbers here on the break, 3-on-2. Pass ahead to Livingston. Oh, he gets blocked by Sidney Curry as it goes out of bounds. Great defense there by Curry. They had a 3-on-2 for Kentucky, and Livingston got blocked. Aaron, welcome in. Yep, of course I remember you. Eight second chance points by Kentucky. Rebounds in favor of Big Blue throughout the course of this game so far. That number happens to be 13-7. Livingston into the key. Moves it over to the low baseline. Jumper is good. That is made by Jacob Toppin. So a 4-zip run now for Kentucky with 5 minutes remaining before halftime now. Jacob Toppin, the top scorer with 13. A lot of problems in the glass so far for Louisville. Jumper at the wing. Missed 3 by L. Ellis as it goes right back to Kentucky. Up the floor, here's Wallace. Wallace stops at the top. Moves it out to his right into the hands to Toppin. Toppin, pass over to Case and Wallace. They move it around the perimeter into the hands to Livingston now. Bounce pass Shibwe. Has it at the low block. Moves it over to Toppin. Takes the jumper mid-range. He connects on it. Man, Jacob Toppin, an absolute blur so far in this game on the floor. He's doing everything right now. Efficient from the court. 15.6 for 8 shooting. 4:20 left to go before halftime. The Cardinals will take it inside. Leaning forward. A mid-range shot. No good. Missed off the back rim by Kamari Lambs. Kentucky with a possession. Wallace, step back 3, had an opening, missed off the rim, no good. Louisville catches a break as he was wide open at the top of the key. Cardinals come up with a rebound. L. Ellis, entry pass inside, Huntley Hatfield. And Hatfield's going to force the foul picked up on the floor. It's going to be charged to Case and Wallace reaching in. It looks like we're going to take a media timeout as well. 36-22 now, Big Blue. 6-zip run last minute 45 in the game as we'll take the media timeout. Alright, if you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit that thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe here as we're currently on the timeout. Once again, Jacob Toppin having a great game in this one so far. 15 points by Toppin in 15 minutes, making 6 of 8 shots from the floor. Cason Wallace with 10. It's been tremendous as well, 4 for 5. Oscar Sheway got 8 points, 9 rebounds right now. And it's been those three that's been able to wreck Louisville, combining for 27 of the 36 points by Kentucky so far in this game. It's basically been just two players for Louisville right now. L. Ellis, Brandon Huntley, Hatfield, both of them with 8 points. Nobody else showing up for the Cards right now. The big thing for them, yeah, they ranked 361 in total offense. They only average around 61 points per game, so their record at the very bottom of all college basketball. But total offense, they're at the very bottom too, and also shooting percentage. I think in assists per game, they're like dead last in the nation, I believe, in assists per game for Louisville this year. But the big question is, like, who's going to be the number 2 player in the backcourt on this team, because that's the problem. You need guards to take you far throughout the course of the season, and there's not much guard play in the roster besides L. Ellis carrying the team. Mike James yet to score so far today. He is 0 for 3 shooting. Yeah, some really good games going on. We'll keep you guys posted there. Thanks so much, Vegas, for the update, man. So halftime, UConn up over Xavier, 42-41. Virginia up at the half over Georgia Tech, 36-25. And wow, look at Texas Tech right now, 37-24. Texas Tech's going to be ranked come Monday inside the top 25 if they can sustain that. They're winning at TCU. TCU should be out. Texas Tech should be in. If that holds, if Texas Tech can keep that up throughout the remaining part of the game. 1 minute left to go before halftime as Texas Tech is up by 13. St. John's up over Seton Hall, 31-30. Ohio State's got a big one I saw coming up on their schedule. They're hosting Purdue next week. Purdue's 2-0 on the road. So that's going to be Purdue's third road game this season. And they played, it was at Nebraska. They played at Nebraska on the road. They played somebody else on the road. So they've had 2 close road games. But they're so good at home for Purdue. But on the road, they've struggled. So that could be the first loss of the season. Wouldn't surprise me for Purdue on the road at Ohio State. I believe it's on Thursday that they play against them this upcoming week. We come back from timeout right now. 3:45 remaining. Kentucky's going to get called for a quick reach-in foul. Back from timeout. Charge to Jacob Toppin. They have fouls to give on the floor. Louisville looking to inbound it. They do at the left wing. They'll move it around the perimeter. Ellis, jumper, baseline. He's open. No good. Around the rim and out. Rebound pulled down by Livingston. Ohio State this season, they have a record of 9-3. 3.5 left to go in the first. Sheway down inside the key. Moves it back out to the perimeter to Livingston. Into the hands to Wheeler now for Kentucky. 15 on the shot clock. As we have away from the basketball whistle. And that's going to be an offensive foul picked up away from the ball by Oscar Sheway. So that will be a turnover now for Kentucky. That's now 7 turnovers. 7 by Kentucky, 6 by Louisville so far in the game. The Cardinals struggling early with turnovers, but able to force them to midway stage of this first half. Down by 14. Skip pass, right corner, Mike James. Stepped out of bounds. Turnover. Wow, he was wide open. Wide open and turned it over. Just cannot catch a break for this team. That's how the season has been so far. Both teams now with 7 turnovers. We approach the 3-minute mark remaining before halftime. Lance Ware comes into the game first time today. That's a 3 at the wing by Xavier Wheeler off the assist by Ware. And Wheeler knocks down the 3 ball. 17-point lead, largest one of the game now for Kentucky on the 9-zip run last 3 minutes. Celtics take on Nuggets on New Year's Day to open up the new year. Missed 3 off the back by Louisville. Offensive rebound, though. Right place, right time. Kamari Lance. Off to Mike James. Attacks right to the rim. James. Gutted a drop. They'll count it, I believe. And the foul. And yes, they do. So Mike James scores. Second chance points there. Able to draw Shibwe in on it. It's going to be on Lance Ware. So Lance Ware came from behind, and he was the one who picked up the blocking foul. Finally, the first bucket of the game from Mike James. Free throw is good. 3-point play complete. 14-point game with 2.5 left to go before halftime. Kentucky takes it past midcourt. Chris Livingston. They move it around into the hands to Cason Wallace. Over to Livingston. Dribbles inside the key. Puts up the shot. That's too easy right there. Chris Livingston floats it up. Scores. Yeah, things looking so easy right now for Kentucky. Just taking it right into the paint and floating up shots over Louisville. Right now, just taking advantage of that dribble drive penetration. 22-20 points in the paint in favor of Kentucky. Never mind the rebound advantage they have in this match, plus second chance points. Off to Kamari Lance, inside the key. Floats up a high arcing shot in the key between defenders and scores. And nice hustle play. Louisville comes up with a steal far side of the floor. Out to the top, Mike James. Over to the wing. Here's a 3. Ellis, splash. That's good, and we got ourselves a game right now. Down by 11. They were just down by 17 a couple moments ago, but off the inbound, Louisville forces the steal. Ellis open at the wing, takes the 3 and drills it. And a timeout taken out by Coach Cal on the floor with 1:42 remaining before halftime. 41-30 right now. Great job to get back in the game for Louisville by Ellis. Still a lot to be left done, though, as their defense is going to need 4 stops in order to get back into this game. They've yet to provide that stop. Kentucky shooting the ball 63% in this first half currently. Just been 4 defensive rebounds in the first half alone by Louisville. Big story's been the rebound difference. That right now is 16-9 for Kentucky. It's been 2 players keeping Louisville in the game right now. Ellis up to 11 points. 5 for 10 from the floor. Brandon Huntley Hatfield hitting his season average with 8. And then a trio right now today for Kentucky. Great game so far by Jacob Toppin, the top scorer with 15 in the first half, 10 by Cason Wallace, and then Oscar Shibwe, 8 points, 9 rebounds. Back from the timeout, 1.5 left to go before halftime. Xavier Wheeler has it. Moves it on top. Wallace settles for a 3 straight away. Missed off the rim. Offensive rebound. Shibwe, double-digit boards. Puts it up and scores. Up and in off the backboard just like that. In a flash, Oscar Shibwe double-double in the first half. 1 minute left to go before halftime. King of the glass. It's been no answers by Louisville in this game so far to stop the Kentucky rebounds. Jumper at the baseline for Louisville. Missed off the rim, no good. That was a miss by Huntley Hatfield. As it goes back to Kentucky, they will slow it down. 45 seconds before halftime now. Wheeler slows it up the floor. Top of the key with Xavier Wheeler. Dribbles towards his right, defended by Ellis. Lobs it over the top, catches it, throws it down with a 2-handed dunk. Damian Collins off the entry pass, flushing it home. 45-30 now. 25 seconds left to go. 2-second differential shot clock and game clock before halftime. Cardinals with a possession. Kamari lands. Moves it out to the corner. Ellis takes a three. Missed off the rim. Deflected it right back to Lands. 8 seconds. Shot clock turned off. Lands takes the three. Off the back, no good. Wallace defensive rebound. 3 seconds. Pass midcourt. Wallace makes the pass. Three at the buzzer. No good by Kentucky, and we're going to close out going to halftime. Looked like it was blocked at the tail. Ended that one by Louisville. Halftime we go. 45-30 to score. Kentucky out in front throughout the entire first half. All right, we head into halftime right now. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit that thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe here, folks. And just no answers in this game defensively for Louisville, stopping the dribble drive penetration of Kentucky in that first half, plus the rebounding. No answers to stop Oscar Tshiebwe in the glass in this game. 10 points, 10 rebounds, 5 for 6 shooting from the floor. They've been shooting the ball at a high clip throughout the course of this game for Kentucky right now. 63% shooting, holding Louisville in the first half to just 45%. And they're three guys really getting it so far in this game right now for Kentucky. 15 points by Jacob Toppin, 6 for 8 shooting. Oscar Tshiebwe, 10 points, 10 rebounds. Cason Wallace, he's got 10 points in the first half. It's just been no answers for the Louisville defense here. They've been trying to match up one-on-one, and Kentucky just too talented up against this type of Louisville squad to contain them in the matchup. So 15 shots out of the 19 coming from the top scoring trio for Kentucky. So they are 75% shooting, but between the top three scores for Big Blue, Toppin, Livingston, and Tshiebwe right now. Like, they have no answers for that. What I had for breakfast this morning, I had keto pancakes for breakfast. Quick scoreboard update, other games throughout college basketball. Currently, UConn up over Xavier at halftime, 42-41. Virginia Tech leading at the half over Georgia Tech, Virginia up over Georgia Tech at the half, 36-25. And then Texas Tech leading TCU, 37-26. That would be huge if Texas Tech's able to come up with that, because Texas Tech just outside the top 25. And then they'd ride the momentum heading into Tuesday hosting Kansas. I took Kentucky winning this one today. Yeah, Kentucky hasn't lost a home game in a long time. Kentucky came in winning 26 straight home games, so if they lose this one, it will be a huge shock considering the record for Louisville entering this game. I thought it'd be like a closer type of game because it's a rivalry type of matchup, though. It's been kind of in between that range in the first half, between 9 and 13, and now it's a 15-point lead in the halftime. Largest lead, 17 by Kentucky first half. All right, so I just released the poll results right there. Looked like Kentucky single-handedly took the poll. Thanks so much all for voting. That's 72 to 27% in that poll. Hit us up in the chat for who you guys got in this one today, Kentucky or Louisville, if you haven't already done so. Feel free to join in about an hour from now. It'll be Kansas against Oklahoma State. I'll be covering that game as well, so feel free to join in for that stream if you guys would like to. Well, I take my Celtics all day, but it's been quite a weird season. The Cavs have beat the Celtics twice. Not going to win a whole lot of games, not being able to rebound, and that's been a big difference here in the first half right now. 19 to 10 total rebounds in favor of Kentucky in the first half. Louisville did not have a single rebound until the first 5 minutes of action for a defensive rebound. And Oscar Tshiebwe's got the same amount of rebounds as Louisville does as a team right now, both of them with 10. Hey, what's good, Trip Poo? Welcome back on the stream. UConn versus Xavier, that is currently starting off in the second half right now. 48 to 43, UConn up in that game currently. Virginia leading Georgia Tech, start of the second half, 36 to 25. As Texas Tech goes into halftime up over TCU, 37-26. Yes, you're in the championship game against me for the sub league. So best of luck there to Porter in the championship game, man. Yes, of course it does. I'm just watching the ball drop with my family tonight. And Happy New Year to you guys. Hopefully a great 2023 upcoming. Yeah, it should be really good for good 2-week battle. I think one of my leagues, I had 3 guys play already. I had the Cowboys defense, Ezekiel Elliott, and then the Cowboys kicker. And then one of them I have Zeke in the other league. I think that's the one I have against you. I got Zeke in that one too. Florida State just tipped off against Duke. We'll keep you guys posted here for that score as well, as that game is at Cameron Indoor. Yes, I remember your dad who comes on here. Yeah, I think that was the only one that I have. Yeah, crazy. 2 of those teams started off terrible. One of those teams started off 0-3. I think that was the sleeper one. And then the subscriber team, I started off 1-3. Yeah, that's massive there, man. PC against UConn Wednesday night, going to be a huge game. Virginia Tech also taking on Wake Forest. Virginia Tech just outside the top 25, as that score is tied entering halftime, 38-38. Wake Forest upset Duke last week. Seton Hall right now leading St. John's 42-37 at the half. I believe Seton Hall is still winless in Big East play, so they're looking for their first Big East Conference win of the season. Yes, I remember you. Welcome back, Rob, on the stream. Feel free to join in later today. I'll be back for Oklahoma State taking on Kansas. Kansas ranked at number 4 in the nation. Now will tip off in just around an hour from now after the conclusion of this one. Cardinals really have to battle hard on the glass, show much more effort in the second half or box out, and this could be a long second half for them if they're not able to box out and get rebounds in the second half as well. It's a tough first half for them. They went down 1 point by 15 points in the first 7 minutes. They were able to climb back in. They got as much, I believe it was down by 8 they got, and then right now it's a 15-point lead. Largest lead up by 17 by Kentucky in the first half. So if you guys enjoy the streams, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe here at halftime as I cover play-by-play basketball action, college hoops, also NBA games here on the streams. And welcome in if you guys are first timer here on the channel. Let us know out in the chat if this is your first time watching these streams. Glad to have you guys join in and be a part on board. I don't have McDonald's too often. Yeah, I usually go to either Wendy's or Taco Bell. I don't have McDonald's that much. Yes, I have a girlfriend. Trio of Kentucky players really hurting Louisville in that first half. Jacob Toppin, the top scorer. He has got himself 15. Casey Wallace with 10. Oscar Sheway, double-double, 10 points, 10 rebounds, as we're going to start off the second half in just a minute. Missouri and then Texas Tech on Monday. Let's see. Let's just bring up the rankings here. Let's see. Mississippi State's going to drop out. Oh, UNC's going to drop out too. And then Kentucky going to drop out since Missouri won against them. Missouri's a definite. Missouri. Texas Tech, if they hold on and win against TCU, that would actually probably bounce out TCU from the rankings. There could be a lot of, different teams in the rankings this coming week. Providence might make a crack, honestly, at the top 25 for them based on how they destroyed Butler a couple nights ago. It was a road game at Butler. Providence receiving 6 votes this week. All depends on what happens with Virginia Tech against Wake Forest today, because that game is close currently. Maryland's probably going to work their way back into the top 25 for them. Ohio State might as well, because those teams are above Providence right now, but Providence getting on a roll. I think a lot of people need to take note about PC right now, that they have clicked out a big time. We get back to the second half, 45-30. Going backdoor Louisville with the first bucket here, starting off half number 2. Brandon Huntley Hatfield up to double digits now scoring. So him and L. Ellis, those are the only 2 players that showed up in this game so far. L. Ellis 11 points, Huntley Hatfield with 10. That's 21 of the 32 points between those 2 teams, or between those 2 players. Corner 3 missed by Kentucky, rebound controlled by Louisville. Cards right to left on the floor starting off the second half. L. Ellis defended by Wheeler at the right wing perimeter. 19-10 left to go in the second. Down by 13 for the Cards. They move it out to the wing. 3 on its way. Mike James. Oh, he connects on it. James drills down the 3. They needed a big 3. They just got one at the left wing. It's a 10-point game now. 5-0 run to start off half number 2 in the first minute here for Louisville. Wheeler, top of the key, moves it out to his right into the hands of Wallace. Passes down low. Sheway missed the layup. No good. They hit rim short. Trying to hook around the defender. Cardinals come up with a rebound. Cardinals looking to cut it to 8 here with a made bucket. Louisville dribbles, drives down the lane inside. L. Ellis draws the blocking foul, and the clock will stop with 18:32 as that will be assessed to Oscar Sheway. 2 free throws awarded now at the line for L. Ellis. Louisville coming out with the energy here in the second half. Great start for the Cards. 5-zip run plus 2 free throws they'll have at the line. Yeah, welcome in Trip on the stream, first timer. Thanks so much, man, for joining in. And the first free throw is good. Single-digit game right now. Things getting interesting in this one. Second free throw, right down the middle by L. Ellis, makes them both. 8-point game, 18:30 remaining. 7-0 start for Louisville. Wheeler attacking, passing it out to the top. Driving inside the key, Toppin. 15 points in the first half. Missed off the rim. Sheway with an offensive rebound. Lost it, though, at the baseline. It's out of bounds. Last touch by Sheway. Turnover, Kentucky. The Cards are right back in this game. They haven't led all game long, but playing great defense right now. Tightening up in the second half and making their shots. L. Ellis going to slow it down as we approach the 18-minute mark remaining. Half number 2. Down by 8 for the Cards. Ellis dribbles. Drives on Sheway. Kick out to the corner. Deflected out. In and out of the hands of Toppin, it will go out of bounds. It stays Louisville basketball with 17:59 left to go. Cards will get the inbound. They were down as many by 17 points in this game. They were down by 15 in halftime, and now they're up to a 7-0 run to start off the second half in the first 2 minutes. Inbound goes to the corner. Kamari lands, takes it inside the key, lost the handle, turnover. Wheeler comes out with a steal for Kentucky. Wheeler drives inside the paint, now dribbles back out to the left corner. Moves it off to Case and Wallace, makes the pass to his right to Livingston, back out to Wallace. Wallace going to slow it down, 17:35 left to go on the game clock, 12 on the shot clock. Case and Wallace, top of the key, passes off to Wheeler now at the right wing, 6 on the shot clock. Wheeler dribbles inside, he's stripped, and he turns it over. Louisville comes out with a steal. The Cards, inside the key, will draw the foul. I believe that's on the reach-in by Severe Wheeler. It's going to be assessed. Mike James, the one who came up with a steal. Another great defense as Wheeler drew a double team and James deflected the passes. Wheeler was trying to send it back outside. Cardinals will get the inbound, 17:25 left to go. Louisville passes out to the corner into the hands to L. Ellis. Ellis and Huntley Hatfield, the two players who showed up so far. Ellis, pro hop, takes the jumper, mid-range, we get a whistle. And again, Kentucky assessed on another foul. That's 3 personal fouls in the first 2 minutes and 40 seconds of the second half. That's going to be a reach-in again by Severe Wheeler, his second. 2 quick fouls, last 15 seconds by Wheeler. Bounce pass, deflected out of bounds. And his last touch by Louisville, though, they turned it over. Case and Wallace did a great job. He actually tapped that basketball off the shin of Michael James and it rolled out of bounds to the baseline. Kentucky with a possession. Case and Wallace, edge of the midcourt logo. Passes off to Sheway. Clear pathway. As he tried to dunk it, he got fouled. 2 free throws heading to the line now for Oscar Sheway. Sidney Curry picks up personal foul number 3. So 2 shots by Sheway. Free throws have been a problem so far in this game. Sheway just 1 for 4 today at the free throw line. First one's good, though. Second one. Missed off the back rim. Offensive rebound, Kentucky. That's been the story of today's game. Second chance points and the rebound advantage. Kentucky with the ball once again. Wheeler passes off the top and makes the pass down low. He should have went into a jump shot motion. Sheway gets it between 3 defenders, draws the foul. Oscar Sheway back to the free throw line to shoot 2 more. First of all, that should have been a jump shot that was well short by Jacob Toppin. It was a pass to Sheway, who was triple teamed in the key. I think the Lakers should probably still move on from Russ. I know he's been playing pretty well off the bench lately, but they've been having it in mind like before the start of the season that to move on from him. First one's good at the line. Second shot by Sheway, missed off the back rim. Defensive rebound, that time by Louisville. So, the Cardinals finally come up with a defensive board by Huntley Hatfield. 16.5 left to go. Ellis on the outside. Moves it out to his left into the hands of Traynor. Back over to Ellis. 12 on the shot clock for Ellis. Ellis, up fake, working on a Wheeler. Ellis looking to pass it off. Needs somebody open. Deflected back to Ellis. 4 on the shot clock. Ellis, up fake. Has to jack up a prayer, and that goes well away from the rim. Didn't even touch the rim. It's going to be a shot clock violation. Poor possession right there around. Everybody just standing. Not really much off-ball movement on that possession for Louisville. Results in a shot clock violation. Third turnover this half for the Cards right now. Both teams with 10 total in the game. 16 minutes left to go. Kentucky by 10. This game's really slowed down. There's a lot of scoring going on early. That's a turnaround mid-range. Jacob Toppin been a key player tonight. He drills down to 2. 17 for Toppin, top score. That's just too easy. They work their way outside to inside, and a lot of those mid-range shots going down today for Big Blue. Corner three, that is way off the mark, missed by Louisville. J.J. Traynor, not even close on that three-point shot from the corner. Cason Wallace attacks inside the key. Wallace up and under move with the right hand, scores up and in off the glass. Cason Wallace been tremendous today. It's been a trio carrying Kentucky in this game. Toppin, Wallace, Sheway, all in double figures scoring. Wallace now up to 12. Sheway with 12 points, 12 rebounds as this pass will go out of bounds. Turned over by Louisville. 15-12 left to go. It's going to take a media timeout on the court as well right now. So media timeout on the court right now. Kentucky up by 14, 51-37. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe here. I cover basketball action on the channel, play-by-play, college hoops, and also NBA games. Hit us up in the chat if you haven't already done so. Who do you guys got in this one for today, Kentucky or Louisville, as we take the timeout currently? Happy New Year, everyone. Story of this game's been rebounds, second chance points, points in the paint, all benefiting Kentucky all throughout this matchup. Kentucky really struggling when it comes to free throws today, just 6 for 13, but 60% shooting from the floor. Rebounds right now, 22-13 Kentucky, 11-6 in the offensive glass, and then points in the paint, 30-24 for Kentucky. Louisville stayed in this game from time to time because of fast break points, 8-0 on the fast break for the Cards. Got themselves 5 steals today. Also been able to have a better rate at the free throw line, 5 for 7 in the game at the free throw line, but not shooting as efficient, not shooting efficient enough, and not playing great defense at all to get them back in. It's been a lot of shots in the key that's been able to drop down, like the mid-rangers today for Kentucky. A lot of mid-range runners that Kentucky's been able to hit today. Feel free to join in later today. I'll be back in around 40 minutes from now covering Kansas against Oklahoma State. Hopefully it should be a good matchup, so feel free to join in for that one. Kansas ranked at number 4 in the nation, hosting Oklahoma State. Big 12 conference play begins today. We take a look at the college basketball scoreboard right now. Number 2 UConn up by 2 against number 22 ranked Xavier, 58-56 UConn. Virginia leading Georgia Tech 54-32. TCU trying to come back against Texas Tech, 44-40 right now. Texas Tech up with around 15 minutes remaining in the second half. Texas Tech was up by double digits going into halftime, but TCU's came to right on back. Duke leading Florida State 16-13 currently. And Seton Hall, wow, crushing St. John's 54-39, whereas Wake Forest should be receiving votes this coming week. 51-42, Wake Forest up over Virginia Tech. Wake Forest last week won over Duke. Yeah, I'm glad it's not like a blowout. Kentucky's led throughout the entire course of this game, but I'm glad that it's not one team's up by 25 or 30 points right now. And Louisville's still in the game. They're not done, but it's not like they're torched either in this game. Cardinals come up with a rebound, driving baseline, around the defender, gets it to go off the rebound for Louisville. Number 22 for the Cards, that is Kamari Lance, who gets the bucket back from the timeouts. So there was plays like that. They've been playing much more competitive lately. They're coming off a 12-point loss on the road at NC State. This is much better compared to last month, where they were getting blown out by 30 against teams like Arkansas, Cincinnati, Texas Tech, where the games are just non-competitive right from the start. Jumper right back by Kentucky. Jacob Toppin having a stellar game. They've been king of the mid-range all throughout the course of this game. Toppin works his way up to 19 points as he is the top scorer today. 8 for 11 shooting from the floor. He averages just under 10 points per game. Just for Louisville, it's just been no contest when it's come down to defending the dribble drive penetration into the mid-range game today for Kentucky. That's been their spot. Welcome to the stream. We got Frankie here. Thanks so much for joining in, man. 14 minutes left to go. Jumper at the corner by Louisville. Hits rim short. Missed off the mark by the Cards. That was number 1, Michael James. Kentucky with the basketball. Wheeler moves it out to his left. Driving baseline shovel over to Sheway. Sheway takes the jumper. Got fouled. And Oscar Sheway will head to the free throw line and shoot 2. It's Kamari Lands who picks up the blocking foul. That'll be his second. Salvador Martinez, welcome to stream, man. Taking Big Blue in this one. Hit us up in the chat. Who you guys got in this game, Kentucky or Louisville? Kentucky out in full command. They'll shoot 2 free throws now with Sheway. First one's good. It's been a point range basically in the second half between they got it to 8 at one point, but the majority of the point range has been around 10 points to 15 or so in the second half. Second free throw, it is good. So Sheway makes them both. We've yet to see anything more than a 17-point lead. That's the largest lead by Kentucky so far. 13:40 left to go. Cardinals with a basketball, they turn it over. We could very well see that 17-plus point mark now. Toppin moves it over to Cason Wallace. Into the hands to Severe Wheeler. Wheeler, handoff. Wallace, bounce pass over to Sheway. Inside a low post, pro hop, out of control. They'll draw the foul though. Jacob Toppin back to the free throw line to shoot 2. So he drew contact off the pro hop, driving right to the hoop there. It's going to be charged to Brandon Huntley Hatfield on the blocking foul. First shot, skipped around the rim, no good, missed by Toppin. That's been the weakness today in this game for Kentucky at the free throw line, just 8 for 16 right now. Second free throw is good. $13:15 left to go. Cardinals take it past midcourt. Kamari Lands hands it over to Jalen Withers. Goes to the outside to L. Ellis. Ellis dribbles, drives, inside, reverse hand layup. Did not go, but drew the foul. And the game clock will stop with 13 minutes. So 2 free throws here coming up at the line for L. Ellis for Louisville, with the first one good. Down by 16 for the Cards. Sheway will check out of the game now for Kentucky. Sheway's played 25 minutes. So they will have Lance Ware substitute back into the game. He's only played 2. Second free throw, bounced around the rim, no good. Battle for the rebound right into the hands of a Louisville player. Floats it up and scores. Kamari Lands gets it right place, right time. Off the runner inside the key. Drops it down for 2. That's been the range throughout most of this game. 14 points, the lead for Kentucky. With a reach and fall assessed to Louisville. Near side of the floor, that's going to be picked up on Ellis. That'll be Ellis's first personal foul today. 14 points top scorer, Huntley Hatfield with 10 for the Cardinals. Kentucky top scores today, Jacob Toppin having a great game, 20 points. 14 points, 12 rebounds by Oscar Tshiebwe. Cason Wallace with 12 points. L. Ellis, a little bit slow to get up. He's going to head towards the bench right now, so we're going to have to monitor that for Louisville. That's the key player for the Cards this season when it comes to backcourt production, averaging above 17 points per game. Everybody else averaging under 9. Lob over the top. Lance Ware puts it up behind the defense. He scores up and in off the backboard. Largest lead of the game almost right now. Getting close to that, though. 16 up for Kentucky. Cardinals with it at the right wing. Now they bounce pass it off to a cut. And will result in a blocking foul, though. Great backdoor cut there by J.J. Traynor. This is not a good sign. L. Ellis heading towards the locker room right now for Louisville. So, that is a terrible sign for the Cards. That's the best player by far this season on a team that ranks around the 350s in points scored per game this season for Louisville, and they just lost their top scorers. He heads towards the locker room. And now he's going to head towards the bench area, so it looks like second thoughts about it. Ellis seen heading towards the locker room and will head back towards the bench area right now. He plays a ton of minutes this season. Transition into a lead guard in the offseason for L. Ellis. Number 1 prospect out of junior college from 2 years ago. First free throw missed at the line for Louisville. Second free throw is good by J.J. Traynor. Kentucky with the ball. 12:15 left to go. Wheeler had it blocked in transition. Back it goes to Louisville. They got numbers. 3-on-2 on the break. Poke loose from behind by Xavier Wheeler. Goes out of bounds, though, towards the Louisville bench. It will stay Cardinals basketball. Great hustle on his way back there by Xavier Wheeler off the turnover that he had. He gets back up from falling on the floor to poking the ball in and out of the hands of a Louisville ball handler, in and out of the hands of Jalen Withers up on the fast break. 12:07 left to go. Inbound for the Cards. Bounce pass goes into the hands of number 15, Hersey Miller, the transfer from Tennessee State. They move it over to Sidney Curry. Curry off a double team, backs his way low post. As Curry inside the post will draw the Kentucky reach-in foul. That's going to be picked up on Lance Ware. Ware picks up his first. Yeah, Louisville's not even close to the tournament. They're not going to make the NIT or the CBI or any of those tournaments unless they somehow win the ACC tournament as like the number 15 or 14 seed. Timeout taken on the floor, 58-43 Kentucky. As we have 12 minutes left to go of action here. It's been Kentucky all game long. Feel free to join in later today. I'll be back in around a half an hour covering Kansas versus Oklahoma State. Hopefully a much more competitive game in that one. If you guys enjoyed the stream today, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. I cover basketball action here on the channel, college hoops, and also NBA games for play-by-play. Final stream of the new year will be coming up right after this one, Kansas versus Oklahoma State. And that's the first game of Big 12 play. Quick update going on throughout college basketball. Scores throughout college hoops at the moment. What a game between Xavier and UConn. 64-60, Xavier up over UConn with 8 minutes left to go. UConn, one of 3 teams undefeated in the nation remaining. Them, Purdue, and New Mexico. Virginia destroying Georgia Tech, which was predicted. Georgia Tech, I believe they were picked last to finish in the ACC in the preseason, 62-36. Virginia up over Georgia Tech. Wow, what a run for Texas Tech. Texas Tech stole the lead over TCU. 11 minutes left to go in the Big 12 opener. 50-44 Red Raiders leading on the road against TCU. Duke leading Florida State 24-15 currently with under 8 minutes left to go in the first half. Seton Hall really bringing it to St. John's right now. Seton Hall up 60-44 against St. John's with under 11 minutes left to play in that game. And then Wake Forest, they should be receiving votes this coming week. They beat Duke last week, and now they're winning against Virginia Tech 60-53 with under 10 minutes left to go. Wake Forest should be cracking the top 35 this coming Monday. So those are the games going on at the moment. Yeah, Xavier at home really giving UConn the battle right now. What a game, man. Here today, it's been a trio of Kentucky players just taking over. 20 points by Jacob Toppin, doubling his season average of just under 10 points per game. 8 for 11 shooting from the floor in 23 minutes by Jacob Toppin. 14 points, 12 rebounds by Oscar Tshiebwe, and 12 points by Cason Wallace. 23-15, Kentucky plus 8 on the glass. Louisville will head to the free throw line now. 1-1 bonus. First one is good for the Cards. That's Sidney Curry who made the free throw. 14-point game with 12 minutes left. Second free throw, hit rim short, rebound controlled by Antonio Reeves. Reeves now into the game. Did not get the start today, averaging just under 13 points per game for the transfer from Illinois State. Jumper missed around the rim by Wheeler, though this will be assessed on a Louisville foul picked up. I think it's off the rebound where Tshiebwe coming up for the rebound. And yeah, that'll be charged to Sidney Curry, his fourth. So Sidney Curry now in deep foul trouble, battling Oscar Tshiebwe up on the glass for it. They call Curry in the rebound foul. So that'll be team foul number 6 now in the second half for Louisville. Kentucky with 7. Curry's got more fouls than points today. 4 personal fouls to 3 points. Kentucky gets the inbounds. Number 0, Jacob Toppin moves it around the perimeter into the hands to Reeves. Back out on top, Toppin. Into the hands to Wheeler. Wallace off the top and down low. Wide open. Oscar Tshiebwe throws it down with a two-handed jam. Nobody on him. Foul trouble now for Sidney Curry with 4. Nobody was on Oscar Tshiebwe down inside the low post there. It's just too easy for the reigning National Player of the Year. 11:15 left to go. 16-point lead for Kentucky now. Cardinals with the basketball. Jumper, mid-range, tough shot. Ellis back into the game. No good. Missed off the front rim by L. Ellis. Rebound control by Kentucky. Severe Wheeler going to slow down the tempo now as they have a comfortable 16-point lead with under 11 minutes left to play. Top of the key, it is Tshiebwe. Towards his left hand off Wheeler. Back on the outside over to Toppin. Hand off to Reeves. Reeves inside the key. Floats up the runner. And on the backside gets fouled. And he'll head to the free throw line. That is number 7 now as a team by Louisville for personal fouls in the second half. Antonio Reeves at the line, shooting 2 for Kentucky. First one is good. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe here. Happy New Year, everybody. Glad to have you guys on board, and feel free to join in for Oklahoma State versus Kansas after this one today. Hopefully that will be a much better game. Second free throw missed off the back rim by Reeves with a rebound controlled by Huntley Hatfield for Louisville. L. Ellis out on the floor with it. Brandon Huntley, Hatfield, Kamari Lance, J.J. Traynor, and Michael James. Over to the left wing perimeter, it goes to James. Out to the right wing now to L. Ellis, working on Wheeler. Bounce pass down low, looking for a cutter. Off the mark, no good. That's a turnover by Huntley Hatfield. Off the pass to J.J. Traynor, looking for the backdoor cut. Well, Providence joins the list here for Jay's toughest road games this season for Jay Wright on the analyst call today for this Kentucky-Louisville game. Marquette was in there along with Purdue for the toughest road games this season. Throwing down the dunk, Jacob Toppin, straight line to the hoop right there with a two-handed flush for Kentucky. Now Big Blue is feeling it. Kentucky entered today top 5 in the nation and longest active home winning streak. It's a career high by Jacob Toppin. What a way to get to his career high. Receives the pass from Shibwe. One-on-one, just a disadvantage that he was working on. Threw down a two-handed dunk over L. Ellis in an absolute mismatch right there. 6'9" Jacob Toppin versus 6'3" L. Ellis, and Toppin destroys him with a two-handed dunk. Timeout on the floor now by Louisville. 19-point lead by Kentucky. With 10:19 left to go, it is the largest lead of the game for Big Blue. Jacob Toppin, the career high with 22. Kentucky with their bounce-back game, and they have just, right from the get-go, got out and never looked back. Quick update on other scores throughout college hoops right now. A couple close games going on. Xavier leading UConn 68-64 with under 6 minutes left to play. We'll keep you guys posted. Texas Tech up by 4 on the road against TCU, ranked at number 18, 53-49. Red Raiders lead with under 8 minutes left to play. Jacob Toppin having the game of his life. Coach Cal talked about that in the offseason. Jacob Toppin to have a big role on the team this season. He has really stepped up in this game and looking to shine throughout the rest of SEC play, throughout the remaining part of the schedule. It's been a trio for Kentucky that's wrecked Louisville in this game. 22 by Toppin, 16 and 12 by Shibwe, and then 12 by Case and Wallace today. (63-44), 10:07 left to go as we come back from the timeout here. Kentucky out in front throughout the entire course of this game. Louisville gets the inbounds. We approach the midway mark of the second half. Cardinals inside the key. They move it out to the wing to Michael James. James backs his way inside the key. Floats up the shot around the rim. Goes in. Yeah, they were just set in bad position entering this season for the Cardinals. New head coach, didn't really get many transfers, had a good amount of players transfer out. Great hustle on that play, though. Ellis comes out with a steal. Ellis looking to finish it off, takes it right at the rim. Shibwe comes up with a block, though. Here goes Kentucky with it, up by 17. Lob down low, wide open. Nobody on Oscar Shibwe once again. How could you not defend the National Player of the Year? If you're Louisville, you would have that matchup circled on the calendar for months before this game. And that's the second time in the second half that they have allowed Oscar Shibwe, the reigning National Player of the Year, just uncovered at the rim for another slam dunk. Too easy entry pass. Nobody defending him, and throws it down with a two-handed jam. Over to Ellis. Ellis drives inside the key. Oh, nice move. Splits defender, scores with a right hand up and in off the backboard. Ellis having quite the game today for Louisville. It's just like, he's a one-man show. That's it. You need players. You need a good starting five to be a complete team, plus a bench. They don't have any of that. They just had 2 guys that showed up today. That's why they're 350th in the nation in scoring. 16 by L. Ellis, 10 by Brandon Huntley-Hatfield. Huntley-Hatfield last year averaged around 3 points per game for Tennessee. So he's the number 2 scorer on the team. They don't have much for for this team. They have a good chunk of players, juniors and seniors, but not much playing time experience. Corner three, it's good for Kentucky to go up by 20. Cason Wallace rips it through. What a season he has had for the 5-star freshman. That's the first three of the second half for Big Blue. 8 minutes left to go. Usually these games between these two are competitive, but this season, one team inside the top 25. We'll have to see come Monday if they're still there. The other team going through a massive rebuild, losing multiple players in the offseason, and their roster just not constructed properly entering the season. On their offseason roster, back in August, they had 10 forwards and only 2 guards entering the offseason for Louisville. We take a timeout on the floor, 68-48 the score right now. It's a 20-point lead, largest lead of the game for Big Blue. Good pupper, welcome back in. Thanks for showing up, man. Wow, Xavier UConn right now. What a game they've got going on. Tied up 71. Appreciate it with the update there, Vegas. Just under 4 minutes left to play between UConn and Xavier. UConn trying to stay undefeated. Testament that every single road game in the Big East is a challenge. Same as the other conferences, especially so in the Big 12. Texas Tech up over TC right now, 56-53 with under 7 minutes left to go there. Duke, comfortable lead over Florida State, 40-25. Seton Hall destroying St. John's today, 71-52. It's a St. John's team that enters January on the bubble, and they just fall out. Yeah, those home games in conference play are tricky. Virginia crushing Georgia Tech 71-49. Brandon Zooey, welcome to the stream. I'll go Kentucky by 22 in this one today. I can't believe they didn't defend Oscar Tshiebwe 2 times in a row here in the second half, and they just let him wide open for an open dunk. Yeah, I hear you there, Bradley. Yeah, he's done on this team just like I'm done with the Patriots. Oscar Tshiebwe just wide open. Nobody was on him. They show that replay coming back from the timeout. 3 players torching Louisville today. Kentucky's top scorers, 22 points by Jacob Toppin, a career high 9 for 12 from the floor. 18 and 12 rebounds by Oscar Tshiebwe. He's shooting 7 for 9. And Cason Wallace is shooting 6 for 8. He's got 15 points. Ride the S, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in. Happy New Year out to you guys. First free throw is good. Back from the timeout by L. Ellis for Louisville. Second free throw is good. 68-50, 18-point game with under 8 minutes left to play. Feel free to join in for Oklahoma State versus Kansas. I'll be back at the call for that game as well, as we'll start probably in around 20 minutes from now, most likely. Severe Wheeler, top of the key for Kentucky. Wheeler passes over to Toppin. Toppin with a career high of 22 right now. They slow down tempo into the hands of Antonio Reeves. 5 in the shot clock for Kentucky. Taking it to the rim, trying to throw down a poster dunk by Cason Wallace, but got fouled. Yeah, they're really far away from the bracket, so no tournament for Louisville this year. The only way possible is they'd have to win the ACC tournament championship. They'd have to get an automatic bid. That's the only way. And they'd have to do it where they play, I think it's something like 5 games in a row in 5 straight days, because they're probably going to be like a 15, 14, 13 seed in the ACC tournament, depending how Georgia Tech, BC, those teams shake out. Katie, thanks so much for joining in the membership. Let's get that member hype out on the stream for Katie. You guys the legends here on the channel. Second free throw is good. 20-point lead all over again for Kentucky. And Louisville scores the layup right back, so 70-52 right now. With under 7 minutes left to go. And both of these teams in the bonus, we just had a foul picked up on the floor, charged to Louisville. Yeah, Creighton was doing great this year, and then all of a sudden, like after Thanksgiving, they just like they couldn't win games. I think they went on like a 5-game losing streak before winning again. The Big East is really interesting because UConn is having a tremendous year, but right now Xavier, I believe Xavier's leading UConn. I'll keep you guys posted once we hit the next time out. 6:45 remaining. Both of the free throws good at the line. Sheboy with 18 and 12. Cason Wallace makes them both. He's up to 17 points now. L. Ellis leading the way with 20. So he's got 20. He's carrying Louisville. That's the problem for the Cardinals. They need better players in the roster around L. Ellis. Like, he's been carrying them all season long. Other than that, 20 points by Ellis, 10 by Brandon Huntley Hatfield, but he's only got 2 in the second half. They need much more better scores on this team. .6:30 left to go. L. Ellis 5 for 6 to the free throw line, able to draw the foul. That's Kentucky's 9th. So he's in the bonus now. 1-1 by L. Ellis. First one is good. And second one's good as well. Cav, welcome in. Back to 18 right now. .620 left to go. Jumper inside a key, and that's a make by Kentucky by Antonio Reeves. As we approach the 6-minute mark remaining in this game, Kentucky been out in full command all throughout the entire course of today. Cardinals with the ball. Bounce pass. Missed the mark. Turnover. It will go right back to Kentucky with 6:03 on the clock. Kentucky with the ball around the perimeter. They will keep on slowing it down as we're under 6 minutes left to go. Antonio Reeves moves it out to his left. Goes back outside to Toppin. Jacob Toppin with a career-high bounce pass. Sheboy behind the defender. Scores up and in off the glass. Another just one-on-one mismatch. That is too easy as he works his way on Brandon Huntley Hatfield and gets past him, receiving the pass down low. 20 points, 12 rebounds by Oscar Sheboy. Jacob Toppin with 22.6 rebounds and now his second assist. Missed 3 by Louisville. 5:15 left to play here. Wheeler now with a possession for Kentucky. Bounce pass into the hands to Cason Wallace. Low block moves it outside to Toppin. Into the hands of Reeves as we approach the 5-minute mark left to go. Reeves, edge of the logo. Moves it off to Case and Wallace, left wing. Back over to Toppin. Toppin. Handoff. Reeves. Out to the corner. 3 in the air. Toppin missed off the front rim. They used the whole shot clock. Offensive rebound. Sheboy no good to follow. It is good. Jacob Toppin with a putback two-handed dunk. Wow. It's been that type of game for Kentucky. Second chancers all throughout the course of this game. Rebounds, rebounds, rebounds. Louisville struggling to box out all throughout the course of today. Deflected into the backcourt as it was actually off a Louisville player first. That's a turnover by the Cardinals. Yes, I'm hoping to stream the playoffs. Yeah, March Madness and NBA playoffs, I'm hoping to stream once again. Sheway missed the first one, but Jacob Toppin right there with a putback. Well, they got multiple chances to do so for Kentucky. Actually, LSU. LSU wasn't even receiving votes this week. They should be in the top 25 come Monday. That's another team because they made a statement on Wednesday night winning against Arkansas. 4:20 left to go. Down low. That's the third time in the second half that's happened. Oscar Sheway behind the defense. Wide open. Throws down the two-handed dunk. Louisville's defense has just got shredded here. Second half, Kentucky able to take over. Oscar Sheway, 22 points, 13 rebounds. 9 for 12 from the floor. They've had 3 players who are crushing it right now in this game. 24 by Toppin, the career high. 17 by Case and Wallace as Louisville takes a timeout on the floor. (31-16) on the rebounds in this game in favor of Kentucky. That's sad. Total rebounds 16 by Louisville. 16 rebounds in a game. Like, so some teams get 16 rebounds in the first, 3/4 of a first half. They get 16 rebounds in the entire game. Ian on the stream, welcome in, man. Yeah, this has been a tough one for Louisville this year. Xavier looking to pull off the upset against UConn. They're 40 seconds away from doing so. 81-73. Xavier with a lead. Zach Fremantle, double-double, 16 and 11 for the Musketeers. TCU is taking the lead against Texas Tech. 62-58, under 3 minutes left to go in the Big 12 opener. Duke crushing Florida State at halftime, 42-25. Jason, welcome to the stream, man. Big one for Big Blue today. 80-54 with just over 4 minutes left to go. We're on the timeout. Feel free to join in for Oklahoma State versus Kansas. I'll be back in a little bit on the call for that game. Happy New Year, everybody. Make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe if you guys are new, and glad to have you guys join in, and hopefully a great 2023 coming up. So all that's remaining is Purdue and New Mexico for undefeated teams. Honestly, I think Purdue could lose against Ohio State on Thursday. Purdue's so good at home, but they are on they're on the road for Ohio State coming up next week on Thursday. Let's see here. I'll go with Michigan today, and then I'll do Georgia. So Michigan versus Georgia in the national championship for college football. We come back from the timeout, 80-54. 4:08 left to go. Down inside the key, Louisville turns it over. Kentucky with the ball. As they will throw it to a Louisville player who steps out of bounds with it. It's going to stay Kentucky basketball. Roosevelt Wheeler out of bounds in the break. Kentucky just looking to work clock here. They're not even looking towards the basket as they still got 15 on the shot clock. Out to the wing. They'll take a three. Open, no good. Battle for the rebound. Pulled down by Louisville. 3.5 left to go. Ellis been carrying the Cardinals today, but he needs a bunch of help. Ellis will draw a reach in. Torreya, thanks so much for the sub. Really appreciate it. This game's almost wrapped up. We only have 3.5 minutes left to go. If you guys enjoyed the stream today, make sure to hit that thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, and thanks so much all for coming on board, being a part here on the channel today. And if you guys would like to come back for the next stream, I'll be back live covering Oklahoma State versus Kansas coming up in a couple minutes. It'll be a separate live stream, so make sure to ring the notification bell. After this stream is over, I'll take a 5-minute break. I have to change the scoreboard over for the scoreboard text, and we'll be back in a little bit after that. 1 for 2 by Ellis at the free throw line. Ellis today leading Louisville. He's got 23 points. He is the number 2 scorer in the game. 24 by Jacob Toppin, 22 by Oscar Sheway with 13 rebounds, 17 by Cason Wallace. Going right to the rim, downhill that time. Oscar Sheway's up to 24 now as he goes with a slam dunk. Now, I cannot believe Louisville did not have this game circled on their calendar by the looks of it, that they'd be facing the reigning National Player of the Year, Oscar Sheway, runner into the key. That will drop for 2 by the Cards. Wow, down goes UConn. So only 2 undefeated teams remaining. Thanks so much for the update there. Xavier at home. Looks like Xavier is going to make the tournament if they can keep it up and not fall in February and March. Xavier last 2 seasons has gone on massive losing streaks in February into March. Right now they're in good fans. Hey, no problem, Chris. Hoping next year that you guys can really turn it around. It's just, I remember a couple years ago, Kentucky was in that same spot, that they had that really just down season when Coach Cal brought in the whole roster with all one-and-dones on that team. This team's got experience this year. Like, a lot of the players came back to return to the roster, plus they got a really good player with Cason Wallace on this team. He's really made an impact today. Jacob Toppin got much stronger in the offseason. Yeah, Xavier should be able to make the tournament based on how they've been playing this season, because Villanova's weaker. Creighton hasn't been playing up to expectations, as we have 2:20 left to go here. It's basically UConn, Xavier, St. John's does well until conference play starts. They crumble, same as DePaul. And then, man, Providence has been slept on by everybody. They entered the top 35 this week receiving votes, and they're on a roll, man. They destroyed Butler on the road. Like, that's tough to do. Marquette, I forgot to talk about in that group, but yeah, Marquette should be in that group with Xavier, UConn, and Providence right now until Creighton's able to get back to where they are. I wouldn't count out Villanova either out of that conference, but it seems more like a rebuild with Villanova trying to get everything lined up, whereas Providence right now, it's coming. They're like right now, man. They're playing their best basketball right now under the radar. Same as a team like Wake Forest. Wake Forest, I'm going to check on that game against Virginia Tech, but they beat Duke last week. Yeah, they're up against Virginia Tech. 7 seconds left to go. 75-73, Wake Forest. Virginia Tech was receiving votes this week, right outside the top 25. 1:48 left to go. First free throw is good by Kentucky. Just a demolition here between these two teams. Mario, welcome back in. Thanks so much for joining in. Second free throw. That is good by Louisville. I didn't think it would be this large, but Louisville did not come to play in the final 15 minutes here of the second half. They got out to a second half run of 7-0. They went on a 7-zip run in the first 3 minutes of the second half. They were down by 8 points all of a sudden, and now they're down by 25, just like that. 1:30 left to go. 3 players of Kentucky torched Louisville in this game. 24 by Jacob Toppin, 24 and 14 by Oscar Shibwe, 17 by Kaysen Wallace. As we have a minute 20 left to play, rattled out on the shot by Antonio Reeves. Louisville with a rebound. Ellis came to play with 23. Other than that, 10 by Brandon Huntley Hatfield, but only had 2 points in the second half. Doesn't work when you're playing 1 versus 5 basketball in scoring. As Louisville will draw the foul. It's Jacob Toppin who picks up the foul. This will send the Cardinals to the free throw line in the final minute. Yeah, one of my coworkers said that he went to school with somebody who actually knew, I think it was Cormac Ryan from Notre Dame, which makes sense because I believe I'm from Massachusetts, which makes sense because I believe Cormac Ryan went to high school in Mass. Tabby, welcome to the stream. Big win for Kentucky today. They made a bucket before. Oh, 1 second. Update the score. So now it's 61. 84-61 as they made both of the free throws. 50 seconds left to go. Final minute. We're down to 45 seconds now. Wheeler slides it over to Reeves. Reeves into the key. Swings it on top to Wheeler. Dribbles up to the elbow. Takes the jumper. Swoosh. Severe Wheeler drills it for 2. 86-61. 25-point lead in the final 30 seconds. Cardinals have the ball. Bounce pass down inside the low post. Off the turnaround. No good. Missed off the glass by Roosevelt. Wheeler. Second chance off the offensive rebound. Puts it up and through. 86-63 in the final 20 seconds. Appreciate all for joining in. Feel free to join in for Kansas versus Oklahoma State in a little bit. Going to take a 5-minute break to change the scoreboard text for the stream. Before we wrap up today, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, and Happy New Year out to you guys for this one. Kentucky coming off that loss against Missouri on Wednesday, bouncing back in a big, big way today in their home floor as they're top 5 in the nation and longest active home win streaks, and they win this one in a big way. 86-63 final score for Big Blue in the All-State rivalry game against Louisville as this one is gone final. Thanks so much all for joining in. We're going to close out here to the channel members before we wrap up, and then I'll be back in around 10 minutes, separate live stream covering Kansas against Oklahoma State. Make sure to turn on the notification bell so you can be notified about that one coming up. All right, so all channel members get a shout out here at the end of my live streams. And welcome to the channel membership first timer, Katie Sample. New channel member as part of this stream here. So we got all the channel members who get a shout out here at each and every single one of my live streams. We have Jason, Rajeep, Russell, Oreo Pudding, Braden, Mario, Bino, Mark, John, Jess, Ahino Joseph, Vegas, SG, Michael, Warren, I Am Ghost, Kelly, Asia, Roderick, Reynaldo, Didi, Katie, Siegel, Woo Pig, Ian, Oink Oink, and Emmanuel. Thanks so much all for joining in on this one. I'll be back coming up for Oklahoma State versus Kansas. Hopefully a much more competitive game in that one. 86-63 final score. Kentucky gets the W over Louisville. Kentucky top 5 in the nation and longest active home winning streaks at Rep Arena. Thanks so much everybody and enjoy a Happy New Year.